I need to ask then, with the madness that is coming, if we don't pull it together, and the visions that you have had would show even more catastrophe coming by the end of this month, should we all be thinking about what's waiting for us underground?
I assume I'm on and you're asking me. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It would be nice to know what's going on underground. And a lot is going on underground. A lot. But there are people underground. Let's see.
They're not all good.
No, certainly not. The Darkalian race, long ago, colonized here, and they're from 2 other planets, and they've got 2 queens who are in constant battle with each other, and they both have colonies underground here. Their planets are very hot sand. They've got 2 or 3 suns, I can't remember right now, but if they go up on top of their planet, in just a few minutes they'll go blind. And they can't stand weather. Underground there is no winds to speak of, etc. So when they came here, not long after Lucifer came, they went directly underground. And Lucifer doesn't want to let them know that he is in control, so they don't believe in him, nor do they believe in God. They believe that they are God. And unfortunately, that is a belief that carries on throughout many planetary systems and people. But, so they're underground. There are, and they're not nice. Hey, you don't want to mess with a lizard until you've got no fear. And then you have no problem.
That reminds me of H.G. Wells's vision of, in the Time Machine, of the Morlocks and the Eloi.
I never saw it.
Well, there's a book. It talks about that the Morlocks would occasionally come up to the surface, and they would snatch an Eloi and they would bring them back down. Does it ever happen that the lizard people ever come to the surface?
Oh yes, every single day in some major U.S. factories, as well as an occasional forage out into the streets at night.
What do they do?
Then you have the half-breeds who were deliberately bred to look like humans. They can shapeshift, but they can stand our weather. And it wouldn't surprise me if many of us, some are literally married to them and don't know it, but it wouldn't surprise me if you got a half-breed boss or fellow worker. They're that numerous across the United States, across the whole earth.
I suspected that many bosses I've had over the years have actually been lizard people. So
and you know what?
Be an easy sell.
You might be right.
But what do they do when they come? Do they ever take anybody back down with them?
Oh yes, they do. They do for food, alive, eaten alive.
Yeah.
They do for ceremony. They take the bones after the ceremony of the human. They dry them. They grind them into white gold. That's why Earth is so popular, the gold content. They make a white gold and grind the bones of the sacrificed people into it, and that goes to the very high people throughout all the planetary systems who get longevity eating this. And really, Earth is quite a commodity. And right now we have 4 claiming that we belong to them. I call them the unholy 4. One from another dimension. I call those the Sasquatch. They are not our Sasquatch. They look like them. And but they're lankier, and they can turn their heads far more before they turn their torso. But that's another the group, and the ones that we call the Gargoyles, and they are from the planet X, and it's still coming, folks. It's really there. And then the little grays that everybody talks about, most of those grays are literally cloned plants.